I actually almost forgot to do this today. Not like it's really necessary, but it's moderately important. At least to me. Not to anybody else. Just me. So, this mission is kind of a midway point. It changes how the game's going to be played from now on. Before, I really didn't have to worry about getting A ranks on anything. Now, however, that's going to be important, because that's the only way we can get extra weaponry to upgrade our team. I mean, we're still using the level 1 weapons and whatever we've captured from the Empire. Speaking of which, it just dawned on me that since one of the rules I applied for myself was that if you capture it from the Empire, it's yours. You can use it. Since I'm not allowed to upgrade anything. I'm seriously considering whether or not I should go ahead and equip Alicia with the really, really good gun I've got. Because it's just that good. It drastically changes the way I'm going to be playing from now on. And it's kind of important because, again, I'm going to have to start finishing these missions a lot faster than I was before. You can have my car too. So, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I captured it from the Empire. That means that I'm allowed to use it under the nuance that it was a captured weapon. So, here we go.
Welkin Gunther reporting, Captain.
Yep.
Hey, Welkin.
Ah, Faldio's here.
You got called in too, Faldio?
They got some tank pictures on the background. What is that lower one? The upper one's their standard galleon tank. What is the lower one? Is that the tank model we haven't seen yet?
I apologize for calling the two of you in on an off-duty day. Princess Cordelia has graciously extended banquet invitations to the three of us.
That's because we're single-handedly turning the tide of the war that no one else could.
What? But why us?
Welkin, you've literally fought Jaeger. And met Prince Maximilian, and fought him, and beat him, and driven back the Valkyria. Something no one else has been able to do. Why are you asking that?
It seems you two will be recognized for your successes at Vassal and more recent ops.
How about the battle in Boreas Desert where they literally drove Maximilian into retreat? And destroyed his biggest weapon. That's kind of important. Way more important than Vassal.
The event will be held tomorrow at the castle.
Oh, I'm not really good with the formal stuff.
Of course not, Welkin. You're a nature boy. Also an idiot.
What are you, crazy? Do you have any clue how rare a chance to meet the princess is?
Probably pretty rare since she is the princess and this is a time of war. Meaning chances of meeting her are going to be vastly limited to prevent assassination attempts. I want to know what tank that is under the medium tank in the picture. Is that the Edelweiss? I wonder if that's the Edelweiss. Doesn't look like the Edelweiss. I mean, it could be, but it doesn't look like it. Can't tell if that's the front or the back.
They say that House Rangries, the Archdukes of Gallia, are descended from the Valkyria.
I'm talking about the one right next to Faldio's nose. Or cheek. The one above it is the standard Galleon medium tank. We'll be seeing one of those later, and they're also the ones that are usually in the background.
If that's true, Princess Cordelia herself is a Valkyria, and we get an audience with her.
La-di effin' da. If she was a real Valkyria, why isn't she out on the front lines murdering people with a giant magical lance of death?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Vulcan loves nature, not Valkyria. Wrong person to be talking to, Ufaldio.
Just don't forget to wear dress uniforms, gentlemen.
Yes, don't forget to wear your dresses, gentlemen. That is extremely important, that they wear their proper dresses.
I'll meet you both at Castle Randgrease tomorrow evening. You're dismissed until then.
Yeah. So much for my plans to go birdwatching tomorrow.
Actually, you don't well, I guess it depends on what kind of birds you're going to be watching. If they're predominantly nocturnal birds, then yeah, you're going to have to drop that. But, I mean, if it's going to be birds that are predominantly morning, then you really don't have to stop doing that. Unless you were planning to do it all day. Ah, yes, Castle Randgris. And we get to see Welkin in a new outfit that we will never see again.
I hope they don't mess this up.
You and me both, Verrat. And they're not, well, they are, but aren't going to mess it up.
Sorry to keep you, Captain.
Yeah, Welkin looks like a twat.
Goodness, Welkin, I hardly recognized you.
Because he looks like a twat.
Yes, Captain. Alicia helped me get ready this evening.
Yeah, she especially helped with the pants. Especially the pants.
She kept punching me when I told her she couldn't come with me. I'm still sore.
Don't know why she would... Well, considering that unlike you, she actually feels the same way Faldio does, so yeah, I can understand why she would be upset about this, but you aren't.
Well, consider it combat experience.
I can't change that into actual experience in the game. I really wish I could.
Wow, Welkin. No grass stains or anything.
Why do they have an M on their chest? It looks like they should be working for, who was it? What was the name of that villain who always had an M on their chest? I don't remember.
Very funny, Faldio. Nice hat, by the way.
It's the same one you're wearing.
Yeah, I never did like the look of these ugly things. I've been boycotting them.
I can understand why. It kind of looks like you're wearing an upside-down bowl. Dog food bowl, specifically. Yeah, you're wearing an upside-down blue dog food bowl over what looks like a normal hat with some strange string across the front. Why is that string there? I don't know why that string is there. It looks so weird.
Hey, don't you all look nice?
You will be important later.
Good evening, Miss Ellett. Here to cover the banquet tonight?
Of course she is. Is this a joke?
You know it. Apparently, an ambassador from the Federation's been invited to the party.
Yay! So is it Captain Kirk or Spock?
I smell a plan to sign up an alliance between Gallia and the Federation at work here.
How about no?
But Gallia's national policy has always been to shun alliances and remain neutral.
That's because technically you're selling to both sides, so even though you're currently at war with the Empire, you're still technically selling them Ragnite. Which is really, really bad for you, since they're then using that Ragnite to invade you. But, money-grubbing idiots. Here is basically a monarchy that is more capitalist than most of the capitalists in America.
I figure it's mostly the idea of Prime Minister Borg, Princess Cordelia's regent.
Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
He's using her youth as carte blanche to do whatever he and the other nobles want. With all due respect, the princess isn't much more than a mouthpiece for his policies now.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where with all due respect basically means no respect is given.
Ugh. We're about to attend a banquet, and now I've gone and lost my appetite.
Congratulations, Faldio.
It's about time to enter. Let's go.
Go, go, Ghostbusters. Yay! I hate this guy's hair.
Your Highness, thank you for your presence on this occasion. Might you grace this assemblage with a word?
Word.
Honored ladies and gentlemen, if I may, I appear before you today at the peak of joy. For now, two great powers join together. Gallia and the Federation pledge their allegiance as we seek to build together an eternal peace for Europa.
Know this. The honor of dear Gallia, in fact her very freedom, is currently under attack and hangs by the thinnest thread you can imagine. But, while Princess Cordelia remains on the throne, she who is the scion of the Valkyra's ancient blood promise, no force on this earth will ever see this nation defeated. Is that not so, Princess?
Yes, I draw strength from the Valkyrian bloodline, and my heart is a repository of justice.
Her hat is so stupid. That just looks terrible.
I am nearly at a loss for words. The privilege of brokering peace with you, Your Highness, has been the greatest honor of my life, and I thank you for it.
He doesn't even turn around to look at her.
With bountiful stores of Ragnite, and your strategic position between East and West, you've become the foundation of Europa. In this time of peril, the Foundation is grateful and happily joins hands in crushing the Imperial threat before us.
They just want to be sure they're the ones who control us when this is over. Make no mistake, the Federation would conquer Europa the same as the Empire. This is stupid.
It is hard to accept what he's saying.
As long as we fight as one, the Empire's forces will never be a danger.
We shall topple the Empire and rid the world of their threat. And then we shall unify Europa and govern under our great banners.
All of Europa. Well, there's something we haven't heard before.
We're not fighting this war so we can invade another country.
Absolutely. All we want is to keep our homes and our families safe.
Now, my friend, let us put an end to all these formalities and raise a glass to honor this historic alliance.
Yes, a toast to the shining future that awaits. Cheers!
Cheers!
Where are you going?
I've got a bad taste in my mouth. This is garbage. I'm out of here. I'm going home, Welkin. See ya.
Faldio?
I mean, he's not wrong, but at the same time, that's still a really bad move as that could be considered treasonous and could get him executed. I mean, I understand where he's coming from because, yes, it's true you don't want to invade another country when all your plans are to defend your own border. Think Sweden, or was it Switzerland? I think it was Sweden. During World War II, they declared neutrality, and they basically just killed anyone who came across their border in order to maintain that neutrality, be it the Americans, the Germans, anybody. Technically, that's what Gallia is trying to do. Maintain absolute neutrality. They don't want to be invaded by anybody. While at the same time, they're still providing resources to both sides. And honestly, Borg is an idiot. I'm just saying that right now. He is, and I hate his hair. His hair looks so terrible. That hairdo is just... He looks terrible. I don't know what they were going for with that. I mean, it's supposed to be like regal nobility, and I guess it has to do with Gallia or something like that. He just looks terrible. I don't like his hair. The other guy's so British it doesn't even... He's just worried.
I'm glad that's over.
No, you're not.
We should be heading back soon. I believe the exit was this way.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Ah, yes. You bump right into the princess. In her own home. Wandering alone. With no guards. At all. Where's her guards?
Princess Cordelia!
Your militia. She's the princess of the country. Where are her guards? Why didn't they stop anybody?
I'm so terribly sorry. Are you all right, Your Highness?
No, she's not alright. Two weirdos bumped into her.
I am unharmed.
She looks kind of like a nun. I mean, if you take off the big wonky ear things, she looks kind of like a nun.
I cannot begin to apologize. Please forgive my clumsiness.
How about now?
Do not trouble yourself. I bid you a safe return and a good night.
Yep, good thing she doesn't care. Welkin, keep your mouth shut.
Your Highness, are you really in support of an alliance with the Federation?
Welkin, shut up. It's not your job to question these things.
Lieutenant Gunther, have you lost your mind?
Please forgive me. I'm aware that what I'm saying may be out of line.
Or considered treason. It's a good thing she doesn't have any guards, because you'd be dead.
But seeing you tonight, I got the feeling that your opinion is being ignored.
Welkin, stop. I get where he's coming from, but there are times where you're just... He doesn't know how to control himself.
I am still young. All political matters are handled by my regent, Borg.
Yes, and the Borg seeks to assimilate all of Europa. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile.
The protection of Gallia and of the Valkyrian bloodline is my fated onus.
That is like one letter off from being something that isn't YouTube friendly.
Their protection does not require my personal feelings.
Yes, actually it does. That's literally what your job is. If you don't put your personal feelings into the matter, you can't protect it. Because you don't know why you're protecting it. You're just protecting it for the sake of protecting it. And if you don't have any reason to do so, you stop protecting it once you realize that. That's kind of the reason you have to have a personal investment in these things. That's why propaganda is created. It's supposed to give you a personal reason to jump onto the war bandwagon. If you don't have a reason to go do something, you don't want to do it.
I need only live by the laws set forth by those who come before me.
You are the Archduke. You make the laws. That's kind of the point of your job. I mean, I understand that probably the nobility have a, like, nobles' council, a parliament like Britain did, or does. So there's a high probability that eventually the Archduke would have had a position of being just a figurehead leader at an eventual point. Eventually a weak leader would have risen and they would have just been disregarded as a figurehead. But by that same token, the whole reason the Archduke exists in Gallia, they are a political and religious figure. The Valkyria are worshipped. They use their Valkyrian bloodline in order to justify divine authority. Hence, undermining the Archduke is undermining the very nature of their religion. That's the kind of power she has, but doesn't realize it because Borg's been brainwashing her since she was a little kid. Well, since her parents were assassinated.
I bid you once more, good night.
And also, he was probably directly involved in that just to make sure that they couldn't interfere with his plans.
Your Highness.
Who has no guards?
Do you copy? It's me. The mark is alone. Now is our chance.
You're an idiot. You could have waited at any point to do this once the Alliance was not only certified, but then there were Federation forces in Gallia. Once that happened, you wouldn't have needed to be so discreet about it. You could have literally just walked in there and been like, hey, we need to take Cordelia to a safe place. Hand her over. And probably Borg would have been like, oh, sure, we're allies, plus you have a giant military force in our country.
You know the plan. Have the armored car on standby. Once I have the mark, I'll be there.
You are a terrible ambassador and a terrible person. You're just going to get deported too, because no one's going to execute you for this stupid plan, even though it completely ruins the entire alliance. You're just going to get a slap on the wrist.
Well, I'll leave you here. Good night, Welkin.
Good night, Captain.
You know, it's a good thing that your entire unit and their tank were parked nearby.
Wait! Hold it, Verrat!
Oh god, it's the idiot. Not him. No one but... Damon is an idiot.
Verrat! Terrible news!
How would you know this? We're probably closer to where she was kidnapped than you were.
General Damon, what's the problem?
Princess Cordelia's been kidnapped!
So what was your force doing? What was the palace security guards doing? What was anybody doing? This is the worst secured looking... Why didn't Maximilian just literally send Salvaria to walk into this place and just kidnap the princess as himself? It would have been stupidly easy. There's no security.
Kidnapped? It can't be.
Yes, it can. That's kind of the whole point. Kidnapping's really easy when no one does their job.
Yes! It was that Federation ambassador. He was a spy all along.
Again, that's why that guy is such an idiot. He literally just ruined an entire operation that probably took months of negotiation with far better people.
So the Federation takes her under their protection, and Gallia along with her.
The Federation... Well, the Federation itself wasn't directly involved in this. It was actually just a small group. Mostly the... I guess you could call them the... I guess the pseudo-British would be who that... Or maybe he's supposed to be French. Since all the names have been changed to protect the countries involved...
Typical, considering the sorts of backroom dealings and extortion they've used till now.
How do you even know any of that? I mean, you've probably just heard stories. For all you know, this was a completely legitimate negotiation.
So get on it! Verrat, you've got to get her back!
What are you doing?
Understood. Lieutenant, gather your squad immediately.
Because they just happen to be nearby, and me and all of my soldiers can't do anything. Durr.
Yes, Captain.
So he goes to the one competent person in the entire Gallian military. Verrat should be promoted to general instead of Damon. Hey, look, it's a plane.
Hey, Casey, what is that thing?
And why is it in our tank garage? Although there's a car back there, you can just barely see it under the wing. If you can see where I was pointing, which you can't, there is a car there. Just straight up a car. That's somebody's car that is parked in the tank garage.
It's an airplane.
Yes, which would have made this war go a lot differently.
The first test flight succeeded during EW1. Now research is going on all over the world.
Yeah, in this world, airplanes did not develop military significance. They literally just said, oh, hey, a flying aircraft capable of destroying entire battalions by itself. Nah, we've got lasers. I mean, technically that's true. With the Valkyria, who needs an airplane? She could just wave her magic wand and cut down all the airplanes flying around. Yeah, that thing would not stand a second chance against any kind of Valkyria.
Whoa, so this is what one of those things looks like. Man, I want up in one.
It is with my great sorrow that you will get the chance.
Oh, hello, Leon. Kreese.
Those two are actually surprisingly important, despite the fact that they are literally just there. You wouldn't expect them to have any relevance, but they do.
Hey, Sarah, you got the day off. What are you hanging around here for?
I think he's got a crush on her.
Wait, let me guess. Are you building this airplane, Isara?
Yes, with military funds.
Yes, there's still a ways to go before it's complete, but the basic construction is done.
How are you gonna get it outside? That thing's wingspan's longer than a tank. You'd have to take the wings off to get it outside.
Leave it to you, Isara. You learned all this on your own?
No, she literally invented it.
I'm working from documents my father collected before his death.
Sort of.
That's amazing. I'm so impressed.
You can see the plane behind Chris's head just a little bit.
So where are you flying to once it's all done? Going on a Trans-Gallian tour, maybe?
Nah, she's just gonna fly in circles and then crash.
First, I'd like to take my brother up in it.
That's why she made a two-seater.
Once, when we were young, he and I were out bird watching when he mentioned it. That he wished he could fly like they did.
Yep, so she literally builds a plane so that her brother can fly. He never gets up in it.
That's my goal. I've been pursuing this project bit by bit in my free time.
Turns out Welkin's afraid of heights.
Oh, that's real sweet.
He's not really, but that would be hilarious.
Isara, can I ask you a favor? Please, let me help you build your airplane.
Yeah. Honestly, what's the standard military procedure for something like this? I mean, since they've been incorporated into the military, would using military resources and personnel to build a personal project be considered against military codes?
What?
You're building it in the middle of the shop. We want it to move. We want it moved, so let us help you build it, so that way we can get it out of here faster.
I want to become an engineer of your caliber someday, Isara.
That means so many different things in the context of what's going to happen in the future.
I feel like watching you work would help me learn a great deal. Please, Isara.
Honestly, I have some questions. Exactly how qualified do you have to be to work in the Gallian militia motor pool? I mean, Kreese is probably pretty talented, but by the same token, how many guys actually work in there? I mean, is there just the two of them? That's something that's bugged me for a while. We never see anybody else in the motor pool. We see lots of other Gallian tanks, and we see them in combat, but for all intents and purposes, we don't really see anybody else in the motor pool. Video game logic. There's gotta be other people, but they're not important.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Hey, then can I help out too? Come on.
Honestly, I have to wonder, what is with those goggles? You never open your eyes. You are basically like the guy from Pokemon, the Brock. You're the Brock of this series. You never open your eyes.
You don't mind?
Why would they mind?
Course not. I may not look bright, but I've been working my butt off in R&D for a while.
Open your eyes. That's so creepy. How do you see anything? Are you blind?
Of course. Well, thank you both.
Yes, because they still need to get that thing outside, which means it has to be disassembled and moved, then reassembled. It would probably be a bit more than Asara could handle on her own anyway.
All right!
Because if you look, none of those doors are big enough.
That's the emergency siren. What's happening at this hour?
Let's ready the Edelweiss. I'm sure that whatever it is, it's urgent.
Absolutely. I'll help you prep it.
And now we get to the mission. This is probably both the easiest and hardest mission in the game. If you know what to do, it is extremely easy. If you don't know what to do, it is extremely hard.
We have an emergency on our hands. Princess Cordelia has been kidnapped by Federation operatives.
As stated, I'm going to be milking it for A rank, so... that means that... okay, this is the most important position, so it goes to Rosie. No one will ever get that far, so it doesn't matter what I put there.
Your mission is to rescue Her Highness unharmed. Failure isn't an option on this one, soldier.
They can't get to the harbor. We stop them here. Squad 7, move out!
To the harbor, full steam. The ship's waiting there to take us out of Gallia. Apologies for the cramped quarters, Your Highness. We'll have you comfortable soon.
You notice he doesn't actually say soon enough. He just says soon.
Lieutenant, it's likely the ambassador has the princess with him inside that armored vehicle. Use firearms to stop it with minimal force, then recover the princess. Don't lose them. Tank shells, anti-tank lances, and grenades are off-limits. You could harm the princess.
What about flamethrowers?
Understood, Captain.
Welks, even if we can't attack with it, the Edelweiss can still block their path. Yeah, on a narrow road like this, there's no room to slip past a tank in your way.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get the princess back safe.
Alright, now, if it gets this far, then basically it's going to have a straight shot. So basically you can't let it get this far.
Here we go!
Welks, do you see?
You're right. We can use those lights to tell its position and orientation.
Now, attack the vehicle!
Get in front of it and block the road.
All you really gotta do is just park in front of it.
That vehicle...
Because it would spawn down here.
Let's do this thing. New target sighted. Mwah.
Good work. Keep it up.
Target armored car sighted.
Now, normally I would just absolutely love to run over there and take that out.
I'm on it.
But unfortunately...
Just try dodging me. Go down!
Try to get in front of it and block its path.
Now, this got a really, really good machine gun on it.
What are you doing? Don't stop! Go! Go!
Gallian tank sighted ahead, sir. It's blocking the road completely.
Not really, but close enough.
Clever little monkeys. Very well. We'll take another route.
That tank, that's a militia model.
No, it's not. It's the Edelweiss. There's only one of those in the entire Gallian army. And this is it. This is all you have to do.
Let's do this thing.
Technically, you can use just about any machine gun to do this.
Here I come!
Try to get in front of it and block its path.
But Room is so much better at
Let's
it.
do this thing. Go down!
Operation complete. Let's get Her Highness out of there.
And that's a Gallian APC. We'll never see another one of those again. Now, luckily there's no ace on that map, so there's nobody to chase.
Your Highness, are you all right?
I am unharmed.
Oh, good. Being princess ain't all fancy dinners, huh? Gotta be hard carrying a whole country.
Way to respect royalty, or have a complete lack of respect for them.
Can it, Rosie? That's the Princess of Gallia you're talking to.
Yeah, Largo, try and actually be the only one with any reason.
No, it's quite all right. She speaks the truth.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the princess basically has no actual authority or well, no, she definitely has responsibilities. What's the word I'm looking for? It's, she's not really in a position to rebuke anybody.
As scion of the Valkyria, it is my fate to live and die for Gallia's well-being.
Well, yes, but also no.
Are you sure that isn't just your excuse, Your Highness?
Welkin, here you go again. Don't know when to shut up.
What?
If you label the status quo fate, you can run from the responsibility of changing it.
I mean, he's not wrong, but still, that's not something you really want to say to people. Stop trying to pretend to be wise when you're not. You're just randomly spouting garbage, Welkin.
You too, Welkin. Have a little respect here.
Every living thing in this world struggles to live and pass life on to a new generation. They use all the instincts and animal wisdom they can just to live that one day longer. That powerful animal will to live is... I think it's a beautiful part of nature.
That has nothing to do with the current conversation. This entire statement has nothing to do with what you were just talking about, Welkin. You're just randomly spouting nonsense. And people are buying it because the plot demands they do.
Your Highness may be descended from Valkyria, and that may carry a burden.
Yes, like the burden everyone else carries. It's kind of a thing.
The old ways and traditions you follow may be important to uphold. But I hope that you won't throw away the will to live your own life because of them.
There needs to be a comma there.
That's enough, Welkin. Give it a rest.
Perhaps it is as you say, and I have been running from responsibility unknowingly.
No, you just kind of accepted it because you've been brainwashed.
It is indeed mine to consider my life's role within the Valkyrian bloodline.
Your Highness.
Okay, now, Largo, it's your turn not to say anything because, I mean, she's right.
I am most envious of your ability to speak your mind so frankly.
That's because he's the main character and knows he won't get executed. Most people won't do that.
But time enough remains to consider my role, by my own will. Thank you for your words, Lieutenant.
Not at all.
Because they could just as easily eliminate her and replace her with somebody else.
Wow, even a princess's gut'll wake up and say hi when it's empty.
I am.
Rumbling bellies are a clever bit of animal wisdom all humans share.
That's not animal wisdom, Welkin. Stop calling it that. That's weird.
Alicia, have we got anything to eat?
You bet. I brought some of the cinnamon rolls I baked this morning. Here you are, Your Highness.
Thank you kindly.
That's not a cinnamon roll. That's not a cinnamon roll.
I have not had such bread before, but it is quite agreeable.
Okay, maybe it is a cinnamon roll, but it's a Galleon cinnamon roll. At least it's not a sweet roll. Because then someone would steal all the
I'm glad.
sweet roll. I need to get my brain screwed on straight.
All right. Let's get Her Highness back to the capital.
Of course, in regards to spouting nonsense, I really can't say I'm any better. It's not like I actually know any of the stuff I'm talking about. It's just random thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. So, I guess I could say I'm a bit hypocritical talking about how bad Welkin is when I'm basically doing the same thing. Only I'm doing it for whoever watches these videos. But what can you do? It's YouTube. You gotta do stuff. If you don't have any thoughts or opinions, you can't do anything on YouTube because that's literally all it is. A platform to dispense thoughts and wisdom. And also propaganda. Propaganda! Woo! Okay, the awards ceremony and what comes after this is going to be one of the most important parts of this. Normally it'd be where you get your achievements, but I've already unlocked them all.
And so Princess Cordelia returned, safe through the efforts of Militia Squad 7. Its leader, Welkin Gunther, was celebrated as rescuer to the nation's sovereign and awarded the prestigious Gallian Medal of Honor.
Lieutenant Welkin Gunther, step forward.
Sir!
For excellence in valor and deed, you are hereby awarded this honor.
Dear holy moly, the echo. It's like they're talking in, well, a giant hallway that has really weird acoustics. Which is understandable since this is an award hall. They have to broadcast across the entire hall so everyone can hear them. So the acoustics were specifically designed to do that.
Your Highness, please bestow the medal upon the young lieutenant.
PM Borg. That's supposed to stand for Prime Minister, but I like to think it just stands for Late at Night Borg.
Gladly. Congratulations, Lieutenant Gunther.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Though I have yet to reach an answer, your question drives me still. To understand my responsibility as sovereign and as a single human life.
I bet Borg doesn't like that.
Your Highness.
Oh, and know that one tradition already lies sundered by my will. I had the cooks add cinnamon rolls to my daily breakfast.
Alicia will be happy to hear it.
No, she won't, because they're not Alicia's cinnamon rolls.
Lieutenant Gunther, you forget yourself.
Yeah, try not to get executed, Welkin.
Sir, my apologies.
With this, today's ceremonies are ended. Highness, would you grace us with a word?
I'm assuming that would you grace us with a word is similar to basically the brainwashing code to say what Borg wants you to say.
Lieutenant Gunther, I hope your allegiance to Gallia stands firm evermore.
Yes, Princess.
Lieutenant Gunther, I am sorry. There is something more I have not told you. Please, be safe.
Anime protagonist vibes. Even the leader of the nation has a crush on him. Not really, but we're going to pretend. Why is there a fishing rod in there? Well,
Welkin. Sure, it's open.
Ooh, is that it? Not bad, man. You sure made a name for yourself this time.
It was pure luck I was there.
No, it wasn't.
So have you seen the headlines? The ones that say nothing about the kidnapping? That reporter tells me Borg's the one pressuring the media into suppressing it.
Well, of course. Do you really want the country to have a war on two fronts? Especially two powerful enemies? That would be really, really bad.
But why suppress it?
Politics. If they don't suppress this information and broadcast it across the world that, hey, the Federation backstabbed us and tried to kidnap our princess, then there's a very high probability that the Federation, which is still probably aiding you in some small regards, would then pull out that aid. Also, they can use the fact that the Federation failed to kidnap the princess as a bargaining chip in order to get more stuff from the Federation. It's politics. If they just broadcast it about, then all of a sudden it becomes a major incident and everyone's going to be declaring that they should cut the Federation off completely. They don't want that. Especially with the Empire invading Gallia actively. Fears of a patriot my butts.
If word got out about what happened, Gallia's relationship with the Federation would suffer.
Exactly, that's what I just said.
We've got our hands full fending off the Empire. We can't afford a war on two fronts.
So why'd you bring it up, Faldio?
So he has the whole thing covered up. I'll bet he goes on acting like it never happened.
Or he's using it to gain a political advantage over the Federation, as well as the supplies that they would have provided you regardless, including potentially volunteers, manpower, weapons, equipment, things that you can't normally get in Gallia because you're being invaded by the Empire. Gallia's industrial capacity does not match the Imperial industrial capacity. That is made evidence later on in the series. But still, the fact that you are just saying, oh, well, he's acting like it never happened. No, he's trying to gain a political advantage. It's something that you need to do when you're in politics.
Wow.
Welkin, this hurts. It's painfully obvious how shaky Gallia's standing is.
Gallia's not standing at all.
I know the world's history is an endless chain of big fish eating little fish.
Well, yes, but also no.
Both of us know the weak bow to the strong. It's history and it's nature.
Gallia's pretty strong. I mean, huge Ragnite stores, they serve as a major exporter of the one resource that everyone needs. When those veins dry up, Gallia is going to have no political standing whatsoever. So they've got to rely on what they have available now.
A minor nation like ours is an easy mark, even before you add the rift within our army.
Yeah, that's mostly Damon's fault.
Welkin, No offense, but I hope nature's wrong this time.
There's also a lot of cases of very small creatures driving away very, very big creatures, because small creatures, once cornered, are very, very vicious. So you don't want to corner a small creature. That's nature.
I don't know what to tell you, Faldio.
You could have told him that, Mr. Nature Boy.
Chapter 10. Liberation of Fausen.
Oh boy. Alright. Back to headquarters. And we now have the full list of things. Okay, first things first, go to the war cemetery. See if that guy's got any new stuff for us.
Hello again, son. I'll teach you mortar support today.
Oh, finally, something
Use it to request a mortar strike centered around a specific area. Well, what is your decision?
Okay, this is really useful, but very, very
good.
situational.
I hope we'll meet again.
Now, if you're playing the long game, mortar support can be a great way to neutralize clusters of enemy troops.
How have you been, Your Highness?
Very well, Lieutenant Gunther. And all the better for seeing you again. I thank you again for the valor you showed in assisting me that night.
This is mandatory.
Not at all. I was just relieved to see you were unharmed, Highness.
You've already got a girlfriend, Welkin. Leave her alone.
It wasn't until I saw my friends gawk at that medal that I realized how special it was.
You still haven't realized how special it is.
You truly are a rare individual.
Well, I mean, he's had one at home since his father had one.
It is the duty of a nation to acknowledge and reward the loyal deeds of its people. Medals and trinkets are the only form we have, but we ask that you wear them proudly.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you, Your Highness.
I hear your accomplishments do not end with that knight's bravery either. The stories of your accomplishments suggest I owe you a great deal more than that. Lieutenant Welkin Gunther, step forward. In honor of your manifold accomplishments, you are hereby awarded this honor.
Highness, it's an honor.
You haven't said what the honor is yet. Wait. Don't I already have all this stuff?
May your allegiance to Gallia stand firm, evermore.
Oh, new playthrough. Alright, Castlefront Street.
Hey! Dropping by to
Okay.
Da-da-da-da! I've got new material!
Oh, yeah. You always know there's gotta be one of these.
Thanks a million! Come back and see the writing on the wall again soon. I'll be waiting for you.
Alright, let's see if there's any new stuff I can get here.
Welkin, bro! I'm stoked you're here, man. What can I do you for?
Okay, get a grenade upgrade.
Here you go, bro! All done!
For those who don't know, if you can't capture one, I'm allowed to upgrade it. And grenades are something you cannot capture. Either a uniform.
All set for you, bro. It's done. It's done. This one's...
But, if I can capture it or gain it some other way...
Here you go, bro.
Such as a reward, then I'm not allowed to upgrade it.
It's done. Come back again soon, bro. I mean it, man.
Alright, let's see if there's any new members that I want.
Hello, Welkin. Oh, and there have been some new recruits.
Alright, oh, good, Juno's finally here. Let's see, who can I lose? You know what? I'm sorry, Frieza. You're one of my mains, but I gotta send you.
Thanks for everything, Welkin. You call me anytime you need me, you hear?
You know Corrin, reporting for duty. Looks like I'll be joining you in Squad 7.
You know. Uno. Oh, Catherine. My usual go-to sniper. Unfortunately, I've got Oscar, so I can't bring her yet. I still need to unlock the necessary characters that I get by using him.
Come back.
And the sniper. Once I've unlocked the other sniper, I can kind of ignore those guys from now on.
Welcome to your work!
Yeah.
Train on!
Alright. Rosie did all the work that...
Fight!
And so...
Good work!
I don't have enough for that.
Come back!
Save it.
Well...
Okay, just checking to see if I got any special weapons. Alright, that'll be it for today. This next mission is a two-parter, so I won't be able to upgrade anything in between it. And, like it says, I have to A-rank both sides of this mission, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and grab the Doomsday Gun. Because without